Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time, we went down to the Reliable Redoubt and saved a party of Hell Knights led by Reginald Daringe, something like that. Or is it just Regil? It's Regil. I don't know. But we saved him, and now he is a party member along with the Hell Knight army is now with us as well. I'm trying to click on our camp. There we go. And we need to come back to camp, sell our wares, talk to Reggie, talk to Finian. I'm going to talk to Finian as soon as we enter. I'm not letting another moment go by where I don't talk to that damn sword. I always forget about him. I forgot about him pretty bad in the first playthrough, too. Tried to do better this time. He deserves better. He's a good weapon and a good person. He's a person, and his name is Finian. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Finian, buddy, friend, old pal. What's going on, man? Hail to the adventurers. You know, I've never regretted following you. Everyone seems to revolve around you like beavers in a mill wheel. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I'll have a lot to write in my report to the Pathfinder Society, although, thinking about it, it's been a while since I last sent them any reports. Let's talk about you. Sure, go ahead, although I haven't really done anything noteworthy yet. Do you realize you're a weapon? What kind of question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep going on about every crusader being a weapon of Iomedae, but I don't speak of myself in fancy words like that. I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs, and more freckles than I'd like. I choose where to go and whom to fight for. I don't want to be someone's weapon, you hear? Aridin is dead. Now everybody decides their own fate. How'd you become a Pathfinder? I've always wanted to be one, ever since I was a kid. I remember I'd go out to the edge of the village at sunset and then just keep walking until I got tired or someone dragged me back by my ear. It was like something was drawing me away from home. My clan wasn't the nomadic kind. Before the wound opened, the idea of traveling anywhere would never have crossed the minds of many in the clan. They were content with the community or their patch of land. But I had always wanted to see what lay beyond the bend of the road, over that familiar hill beyond the horizon. My father, he wanted to teach me to be a shaman like him. But as soon as I came of age, I was off looking for the Pathfinder Society. And I found it. And is. After 3 weeks of traveling on foot. I passed their trials and they accepted me. My father hasn't spoken to me since, but that's alright. Once he hears of my great deeds, he'll come around. Someday. All I wanted was to rush off to some faraway land and find a treasure trove no one else had ever discovered. But I knew I had a duty to Sarkoris. Then the wound opened. The demons. The havoc. In the end, I never went anywhere. Damn, that's sad. But as soon as things calm down, I'm setting off to explore Aslant. I've already decided. Great ancient ruins, that's my kind of life. Being surrounded by the wreckage here is depressing, as I'm sure you know. Do you remember anything before you ended up in Canabras? There's uncertainty in Finian's voice. I mean, a lot of things have happened. I remember how happy everyone was when the Ward Stone was placed in Canabras. That was some celebration. Finian is silent for a few moments. And I remember when the cultists took me, cut down my whole party and dragged me to their ringleader. Don't know his name. Everyone just called him the Bladesmith. But after that, my memory is all fuzzy. For some reason, he didn't sacrifice me or anything, just knocked me around. Said he'd been looking for a phantom blade for a long time. I don't remember why. How I escaped? What I did? I can't remember that either. Some crusader picked me up in the wound, brought me to Canopus, and that's where I stayed, licking my wounds. Maybe there was a mix-up and now they think I'm dead? Why else would none of them contact me this whole time? The Wardstone, you say? What you're describing happened decades ago. That's rich. Next you're going to tell me I've been sleeping for decades. Last year that was. Last year that was. Man, him and Ulbrig would get along well, huh? Or maybe the year before last. I couldn't have been wandering the moon that long. I would have been either dead or an old geezer by now. Nah, quit messing with me. Finian, you need to understand, you're not human anymore. Finian's voice sounds concerned. Hey, are you feeling alright? Maybe you need to have a lie down. I'm standing right in front of you. Poke me, if you like. As human as they come. Or do you think my travels have worn me down so much I've become an animal? Not happening. My folks taught me to stay human. Always. No matter the circumstances. To remember who I am. And never to shame my ancestors. Are you still able to commune with the spirits? Maybe I can. Only they don't want to answer me. I'm still a spiritualist, a phantom blade. My power is within me, but I have this feeling like I'm separated from the spirit world by some kind of transparent wall. I keep knocking, but no one can hear me. I think Finian forces a chuckle. Guess all the bladesmith's torture did a number on me. He broke something inside. Yeah, no kidding. Let's talk about something else. Tell me about the Pathfinder Society. Oh, well, sometimes folks curse our names, calling us opportunists who just want to line our pockets. But that's only part of it. We're travelers, explorers, solvers of mysteries, and fighters of evil. I mean, good coin hasn't hurt anybody yet, but for folks like me, it's not what matters most. We're curious to see the world, play a part in everything, stick our nose everywhere. Getting into the circle isn't easy. First, you must prove that you can endure any place you're sent to, that you won't shy away or flee. That's why you'll never catch a long line of applicants outside the Society Lodge. Every lodge has a venture captain, and if they approve your application, you're in. And there are many lodges all over the world, but the main one, the Grand Lodge, is located far away in Absalom. I've never been there myself, but I've heard a lot of stories about it, and about the Decemvirate that governs all Pathfinder affairs from there. You talk too much. It's annoying. You're a weapon, nothing more. That's all for now. I should be going. If you feel like chatting, I'm always here. Yeah, I know. Actually, you're always with... That's you with Camellia. I'm sure she's thrilled about that. I think he's over here, isn't he? Yeah, there he is. Regil, buddy. Regil stands with his hands behind his back. His favorite pose, it would seem. He seems submerged in thought, but gathers himself immediately as you approach. His pale yellow eyes examine you inquisitively. Knight Commander, it is good you found time to meet me. There's a matter of some urgency I must discuss with you. It was incredibly interesting, the power you and your companions received during the fight of the Grey Garrison, and now my interest has been gratified. The power your companions received has passed on to me, as well. It manifested after my unusual evening reckoning. Or my usual one, not my unusual one. We don't talk about that one. I believe I now present a true threat to the creatures that initiates of chaos. The imprisoned cultists we kept for certain observations experienced this firsthand. Regil's voice is unemotional, almost bored, but leaves no doubt as to the cultist's fate. Striking, isn't it? Divine intervention at a critical moment is rare, but not beyond imagining. But in this case, part of the power that you received through this intervention has passed to someone who joined you well after the fateful moment had passed. I believe this power has been given to me and others for a good cause, to protect this miserable world from the demons. Whatever the nature of this power, it will help us in our mission, and that's good. It seems to me like you're trying to find some pattern even in this. What if a miracle is just a miracle? I hope that you remember who the source of your power is, and that you serve them loyally. I'm gonna go with the chaotic one. What if a miracle is just a miracle? Miracles do not exist, Regil replies sternly. In the end, every so-called miracle turns out to be a manifestation of someone's will. Besides, I might have believed in a blind accident, but not in the accidental acquisition of great power in the exact moment when it was needed most. That sounds like a miracle to me. In any case, this is shallow philosophizing. You must have some questions for me. Yeah, let me ask about you. Of course. What brought you to Mendev? The demonic threat, of course. and the glaring inefficiency of the local command. I do not know if you are aware of this, but the Hell Knights owe their existence to the Demon Lords, to a certain extent. Our first order appeared in response to Sefkish's cult in Cheliax. The chaos they wrecked could not fail to breed strict opposition. Those first knights were able to burn out the pestilence and crush the cult once and for all. I see no reason for the Hell Knights of today not to do the same to the tentacles of the world wound. Without question, the task is far more difficult than anything we've encountered before, but it must be done to preserve world order. All the more so given that Queen Galfrey and her commanders are apparently not up to the task. The motives you list sound rather impersonal. Do you have any other reasons for joining the Crusades? Impersonality is a fine quality for a Hell Knight, and for the rest of the world as well. Personal motives, strong emotions, they are weaknesses that your enemies will use against you. I am an effective officer, with years of service. The demonic invasion of Golarion obviously demands the most qualified response. That is why I'm here. It's simple. So these are like Jedi who are evil. The Sith? But not the Sith. The Sith are more like demons, right? Dark Jedi? You're rather skeptical about Queen Galfrey. If my memory doesn't fail me, the current crusade is called the Fifth Crusade. And with all of the support that the Church of Iomedae and multiple other allies provided to Galfrey, no progress has been made in resolving the crisis of the world wound. The best they could manage was create a chain of ward stones, and even they turned out to be inadequate. I suppose that should be reason enough for my skepticism. Forgive me for asking a personal question, but your hair is going gray and your skin is rather pale. It's the bleaching, right? Of course it's the bleaching. Regil shrugs indifferently. Are you doing anything to fight it? What do other races do to fight the old age? Regil allows himself a brief smirk. I know what made you ask this question. My kin have earned a certain reputation for their vain attempts to stave off the inevitable. Luckily for the rest of the world, not all gnomes are prepared to spread chaos with their reckless escapades. There are some among us who accept the natural order of things. The bleaching has no effect on my ability to carry out my duties, and therefore it has no, how should I put it, personal meaning for me. Really, I feel like it. You don't feel any weaker? Does it not make you weaker, or is it just like? Is it just like a aesthetic thing? Do you have any family or friends? I've never wondered at the fate of the former, and never had interest in the latter. If you'll allow me one piece of advice, Commander, never put too much stock in so-called friendship or camaraderie. Any bonds based on simple affection are temporary and unreliable. Half of your smiling companions certainly consider you their friend for the present, but they will break and betray you the moment you do anything that troubles their happy existence. We'll be putting that to the test. Place greater value on respect based on a rational evaluation of your companion's merits. I deeply respected my mentor, who trained me to join the ranks of the Hell Knights. I respected her so much that I killed her with my own hands when I discovered that she'd betrayed the Order's ideals and was intending to leave our ranks. It would have been more proper to inform the command and await the formal trial, but on the other hand, that would have injured the morale of our young recruits. They should not see manifestations of weakness in our seasoned knights. Regil cringes. You have openly shown your distrust of the Crusader command. Why then have you decided to join me? Do not misread my behavior as distrust of you personally. Like every Hell Knight, I watch everyone closely, searching for signs of weakness and sin. Everyone, including myself. Regil speaks the last word pointedly. Indeed, Regil Derenge is first on my list of suspects. I observe him daily, marking every fault, every hesitation, every weakness, and I prepare the proper punishment. So it has been and will be. As for your second question, I suppose we may be useful to each other. You and your army are a new power in the Crusade. I rate all the old powers as quite ineffective. I've yet to rate your own efforts, but early indications are positive. That means you may count on my help. For now. What will happen if your assessment changes? I will inform you of this, as well as any measures I intend to take. Be aware that I treat my allies more strictly than my enemies. This is a sign of respect. I love Redril. He's one of my favorites. Part of it's probably because my first playthrough was as a Hell Knight, so I probably interacted with him in a much different way than a lot of other people do. What can you tell me about the Hell Knights? I was using his voice there. I could tell you a great deal. However, the Order's recruiters would be a better source of information on such matters. How are new Order members recruited? We accept as armatures any we find worthy. But for the main test, the one that separates the strong from the weak, they must face down a devil summoned directly from hell. If they defeat the beast honestly, the armature becomes a rightful Hell Knight. If they lose, we simply forget their existence, like the world made an unfortunate mistake. Who do the Hell Knights answer to? Only to the head of their orders. In my case, it's Lictor Resark Ontor, head of the Order of the God Claw. As a rule, the Hell Knights do not submit to the jurisdiction of any state. The same is true of local laws. We're happy to help local governments bring order if we consider their request lawful, and if those who ask are worthy. But we do not serve them and have every right to refuse their demands. So what do you guys value most? The law, and only the law. If you care so much about the law, how can you ignore the authority of the lawful rulers in the lands where you operate? We cannot call it law just because some foolish local prince thought it up or a council of demented elders deems it wise, now can we? You see, one of the main principles of our brotherhood is that no one is immune from prosecution. A lawful ruler may be a criminal that poses a threat to society. We must be able to punish them all. This is why Hell Knights only honor the measure and the chain, the doctrine shared by all our orders, and why Hell Knights serve only their officers, and the aim of transforming this chaos-torn world and leading it to a brilliant and ordered future. We are the main bastion of order in Golarion, no matter how much some naysayers try to refuse it. Thank you. Do you have any plan or a strategy for the war against the demons? A spark flashes in Redril's eyes. I have a clear idea of the forces I shall require to wage effective war against the World Wound. Currently, I do not possess them, but I know what steps I must take. We must amass and fortify, gather scouting information, resolve certain problems of an organizational nature. Once the problem of Dresden is solved, I shall direct some of my knights to prepare an outpost for the party. We have already scouted a suitable location, the ruins of an old shrine, which still hold the remnants of an ancient power, and is thus a lure for demons. An excellent foothold for honing our skills and studying the enemy. That is my next goal. Thank you. Till next time. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh my goodness, look at all that armor.
Move out.
All right, Wilker. Here you go, buddy. Here's some supplies. There you go. That really all I got. I don't think we need Tyranny of the Mind. We're gonna go ahead and sell that. The Bastard Sword of Hope can only be wielded by lawful good, lawful neutral, or neutral good characters. It's a Mithril Bastard Sword. That's a pretty good Bastard Sword. I don't think we're gonna use that crossbow either. We'll hold on to that stuff. Okay. I think we're good. Go and sell all that. 72,000 gold. We are rich. Dripping in the money. We can get almost get Black Dragon's Fang if we want to. A +3 longsword. Whew. I don't know if I want it though. What we're gonna end up buying here in a moment. First, let's see. Yeah, we gotta level him up. Okay, so he starts at level 7 or level 6. So we can either go one level. We can go further into Hell Knight. Man, I don't know. I guess we should stick him with Hell Knight. I know last game we put him in Cavalier because I was a Hell Knight. So I didn't want 2 Hell Knights. I mean, Hell Knight's okay. It's pretty basic. I mean, it's a fighter type class, so yeah, we'll keep him Hell Knight. Sure. Because I don't think we're going to use him very, very often. Despite how much I love him. Are you bad athletics? You have bad athletics. I need to see what the rest of your stuff is. Okay, so 2 weapon fighting. It's also got weapon finesse. Fighter's finesse. All melee weapons that belong to the associated fighter weapon group. Okay. So the gnome hook hammer is his thing. Okay, so I understand. In that case, do we want Piranha Strike? Probably. Or do we want Double Slice? No, we do not. Hammer of the Gap would be good for him. Outflank, though. Gotta get the outflank. If you're melee, you get outflank. Period. End of story. You also got a mythic power. I think with a double weapon, Hammer of the Gap would be good. Not Hammer of the Gap. Unrelenting Assault. No. Thundering Blows. No? Is it Hammer of the Gap I'm thinking of? Probably. Let's get him. Let's actually get Inspirational Leader. Sure, he's an inspiration. When did you guys follow him? To hell and back. Alright, gonna rest. Get another Scroll of Haste going. Another day and 9 hours of rest. That's really what it's recommending. The Mystery Woman Without a Past. It's rather tantalizing. Oh, you fall into the 1%, the 1% of those surveyed who finds amnesia sexually arousing. Thank you. Your contribution to my data is much appreciated. Their interactions are nice. I like theirs. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. All right, so I want to go buy some scrolls. Also, is there anything in here? Did I make a decision? We need to get a kukri for Darren here, right? That's what I've decided. That is indeed what has been decided for him, getting him a kukri. Maybe even 2. We'll start with just 1. I'm pretty sure we had like a really good kukri that we sold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm remembering it now. It was like Kukri of Grace or something. It was like really good against undead. We didn't happen to sell it to you, did we? That would make things nice. No. We could go back to... It's probably the innkeeper, right? That we sold it to then? Or Woljif or, what's his face? The priest. Or the tavern keeper, which would suck. So we need a... Come on. Kukri. Okay. So we can get a +1 kukri or a cold iron masterwork kukri. So 2-5. 1-4. Okay, so this is better. Well, let's make sure we don't have that other kukri somewhere before we buy something. Hopefully we didn't sell it to the tavern keeper. That would suck. You, show me your scrolls. kukri? Okay. That's not a good sign. But I did want to buy some scrolls here anyway. Some lesser restoration scrolls. So we have... Our party is a party of 6. We don't have animal companions, right? So I want to get 6 of those. Let's go ahead and get 12. And that's to stave off some fatigue and exhaustion as we make our way out into the world wound. Not that I don't think there's... I have no idea if there's a timer, actually. I don't think there is, but there could be.
Onwards.
I think maybe the battle's harder the longer you take. You guys don't have a kukri, do you? Good kukri? You have the Estoc of Purity. You do have a kukri. But not the one I was looking for. I mean, do we dare go all the way back to Canabras for it? I don't really want to. We'll just buy this one. Kukri, please. Go ahead and buy that. Okay. And then Darren. Where you at? So, Darren, right now your crossbow does plus 10 and 3 to 10 damage. If I give you a kukri, that fucking sucks. Right. He doesn't have weapon finesse yet. So that's probably why he's not good with it. Probably shouldn't have bought it, to be honest. Oh well, it's been bought. You keep that for now. Yeah. Wow, you are way over. Yeah, there you go. Get that weight down a bit. You gotta remember he has no strength, so he probably needs lighter armor or mithril armor. That'd be useful. All right, put things in here. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think we're fighting any undead where we're going. I don't remember any anyway. Okay. Area exit. Yep, this is our party. Let's go. Yeah, and as I've said, I think we're sticking with this party predominantly throughout the whole game. So I hope you guys are ready to learn about this group. Yeah, I know most of my games I tend to switch out of them, but it's more... Those are my first playthroughs, so I'm trying to get a feel for all of them. Usually. Okay, so... we have the Nameless Ruins up here. We also have war to do, right? Kind of. You can come up. And go ahead and merge with my army. Fantastic. Our army is rank 5 now. Do you think we could take them? Broken Phylactery of Stevanius the Rotten. That would be such a huge battle there to try and do. How are we doing on recruits? Not quite there yet. We get a free search if I do that. We could get more clerics. Do that. Get more of them. Go ahead and send them up. All the way up. Okay. And that's all we're doing. So, we've got this Moon Dance Meadow. I think there's like a powerful beast here. Here, the druids of Old Sarkoris, practitioners of the Green Faith, used to perform their sacred nighttime rites. dancing in the silver moonlight and offering up prayers to Mother Nature. Their bones can still be found in the sickly soil of the desecrated meadows, where for many decades one could only hear grunting, dying screams and the crackling of torn flesh in place of music and laughter. Alright. So take 2 hours, that's fine. Moondance Meadow. Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward. It's pretty snowy out here. Got some bones. There we go. Plagued Smilodons. Let's see what we can do here.
I'll prove I am the best.
Go ahead and use this up. We're gonna go. That's a good one there. And we want to add your strength and con. Okay. Go ahead and power. I wish it still told me the cost over here. That'd be useful. Because we have 18 charges of this. Alright. Fire.
No match for me.
Let's have some fun.
We missed. Oh my lord, that hurt. How many charges did that use? See, I used 1 charge. Okay.
I'll cut you wide open.
Good damage. Good damage.
Out of my sight.
Here comes the other one. Oh, there's more. That's rough, Windwog.
Cover me, all right?
Good damage there on him. Your claws are still out.
They better stop running.
No, not this pain is
Holy crap, man.
excruciating.
That is not good.
The spirits demand your blood.
Let's hear you cry.
Good damage from my dude. Go ahead and do a bless. Man, put her down on the ground. The hell, dude?
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
Clawing time.
I think we'll be fine if we
I will see
have
to
turn-based mode on first.
It's all your fault.
Why is she on the ground? Like, what happened to you? Like, I don't understand. Let's see. What do we got that might work against these guys? Oh, mirror image would help. We could try vanishing. Grease trap. Didn't work.
This isn't.
I don't know why she's on the ground. I don't. Did she break her leg or something?
No, not like this.
Like I figured there was a trip involved, but like why'd she lose her turns? Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We just weren't ready. I just wasn't ready. They cheated. Bunch of cheaters. Okay, turn-based mode is on now.
I am
Go ahead and charge up your quiver. Good, and then strength and con. I guess we could do our buffs, but I think we'll be fine. I'm confident. There's no way I don't win this time.
I'll rip you apart!
None shall escape!
Start off with a good 35 damage. I like it. Okay, so now the problem here is we don't actually want to get in close to them. Because we want them to come to us. I mean, we could charge them. But the reason I say that is if we're close to them, they get to do their full round attack on us. Which isn't good. It's very bad. So we just want to wait out here. Let them come to us. Maybe step up. To like right here. Because they're going to try and go after Windowog, right? Try that. We're going to do that instead. Here's a good potential idea. All right, everybody turn to this guy.
I know how fragile they are.
Boom. Manorak is so powerful. It's crazy. 31 damage on him. I'm okay. Let them take the hits.
Out of my sight.
Okay, so he came in.
Cover me, all right?
Exactly what I wanted to happen.
Time.
Now we should be able to finish this guy off before he gets to come at us.
Let's hear you cry!
Easy. Fire again at him.
Beg me to stop!
And basically got him.
I will see to your demise.
Kind of hoping you guys be able to stop. Kill him there. Come on.
Why not both?
No. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I don't know what you guys are panicking about.
Run them through!
No match for me.
There we go. Easy peasy. I didn't even use any charges on my arrows. I told you I could beat him if I was ready. A keen composite longbow +2. Now, kinetic blasts don't crit, right? I don't think so. Which one are we using? The wicked longbow? Has this effect been going off on people? Wait. Whenever this +2... Oh, wait, no. Good aligned. Okay, never mind. For a second there, I thought I was cursed. Yeah, surely the wicked longbow is better. Surely. Okay. What else we got around here? Anything else? More loot there. Demon heart. Some loot over here. I was thinking Ulbrich might have something to say about this place since it's an old Cercorus ritual site. I know such luck, huh? Oh, we can't get over there. There's a tree. There's a tree stump in the way. I can't get past it. Fallen log. Alright. Alright, let's go. Let's keep moving. And my goal is to get to Chili Creek in this episode. I don't think there's any fighting to do in our first visit to Chili Creek. I think it's just saying hi. 13 hours to get there. Carcass of an unknown creature. We'll head there in a moment. Chili Creek. Actually, no, I think there is a little bit of fighting, but I don't think it's difficult fighting. Huh. I guess there's some fighting up there, too. Hey, there's Jono. A small doll made of grass is tied to a tree with a dark blue ribbon. Three old dolls hang from the branches. Their grass and seaweed bodies are slowly rotting away. Jono walks thoughtfully around the grove. He pauses in front of a few trees, lingering there for some time. He seems to be examining something carefully. At the sound of your footsteps, he turns around abruptly, but the anxious expression on his face quickly gives way to an amiable smile. Commander, it's so good to see you. It seems you found time to visit our quiet backwater after all. It could be mistaken. I could be mistaken, but it looked like you were frightened by my arrival. Why were you looking at those trees? How do you like living in the village? It's so quiet here, or it makes you forget what peace feels like. What did the locals think of Erastil? Well then, will you show me around the village? Yeah, you seemed frightened. Oh no, you startled me, that's all. It's my overactive imagination. I still can't get used to living in such a small village. The town where I grew up was a good deal larger, and it was located near a trade route. So there were always lots of new faces and plenty of people bustling around. Here though, it's different. The moment you step outside the village, you are all alone. You can walk for miles in any direction with only the birds and animals for company. This is, of course, the way Erastil teaches us to live. But truth be told, it still makes me feel somewhat uncomfortable. Sounds like you're not a very good priest of Erastil then. Why were you looking at those trees? See for yourself. He points to one of the branches, and among the leaves, you notice a small doll made of grass and seaweed tied with blue ribbon. I keep finding them here in the grove. I think it's some kind of local ritual. I've asked the villagers to tell me what it means, but they won't give me an answer. I just don't understand the reason for all this secrecy. Well, that's never a good sign. I'd suggest you go to a different village. How do you like living in this village? I'm getting used to the way of things. I still get the occasional sidelong glance from the locals, but that's not surprising. After all, I'm just some stranger who decided to show up one day without an invitation and settle down in the village. But the church warned us about this. Such caution is to be expected at first. I just have to do my best to earn their trust. I heal, I purify the water, I give blessings. Sooner or later, they will accept me as one of their own. It's so quiet here, war makes you forget what peace feels like. I understand. My time in Canabras gave me a small taste of war. I only had to live through it for a few days, but I know the horrors. The horrors I witnessed will haunt my nightmares for years to come. I cannot imagine how hard it is for those like yourself, soldiers, who have given their lives to this cause. The priest places a hand on his heart. You have chosen to fight there. You have chosen to fight there in order to protect our peaceful and quiet life here, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, that's not why I'm fighting, but you're welcome. What did the locals think of Erastil? They're indifferent. They are pragmatic people. You know, they don't have time for theology. If old Deadeye helps them survive, that's good enough for them. You know, some priests get overzealous with sermons. They demand that people pray, observe all the rituals, make sacrifices. And then those priests, all holy and pious, are surprised when locals kick them out of the village, right into the nearest ditch. The priest laughs. I was taught differently. First, you have to prove your worth. You have to show them why you and your deity are useful. It's only after they've begun to trust you and start asking questions about your faith that you can really share your beliefs. Then you can tell them all about old Deadeye and his teachings. Then show me the village, please. Of course, let's go. You'll get to meet the locals, see how we live. Maybe you'll even manage to get some peace and quiet, a temporary respite from the hardships of war. Yeah, I could use a tavern, to be honest. I don't think I read this one. A straw doll clad in a small, skillfully embroidered light blue dress is tied to the trunk of the tree. I still remember the one time when I was coming through here, I was just clicking, and I killed one of these elks. I felt so bad. What a beast! We've got you now. Watch out, those huge teeth. Watch out for those huge teeth. Don't let them catch you. Aim for her throat and belly. Few scales there. Don't be afraid, everyone. We fought ones bigger than this. Oh god, you guys are getting obliterated.
The glory of the Oles clan.
Let me show you how it's done. Oh no, they're actually doing great. Never mind, you guys got it. Although one of you died. Markel. That'll teach you to mess with us. A man with green eyes, the broad shoulders of a swimmer, and the calloused hands of a fisherman, shakes his fist at the beast's motionless carcass. Something's got 'em all worked up. That's the second time they've crawled out this month. So let 'em come. A woman, her eyes the same shade of green as the fisherman, smiles at you. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. But what's it matter? They can't hurt us, and we can use their hide to make a lot of waterproof coats and cloaks. Coats and cloaks. Markel, Melissa, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is Manarak, the commander of the Crusade. He's the one I told you about. Ah, a real hero in our little backwater. It's so nice of you to drop by. We've never had anyone so important come to visit. Heroic acts are important, but sometimes it's good to leave the front lines and talk to ordinary people living ordinary lives. Anyway, welcome to Chili Creek. Hydras are usually far more dangerous. That beast was not at its full strength. I can tell you have an eye for such things. Well, of course he does. He's the commander of the Crusade. He probably could have told you all that with his eyes shut. Melissa smiles at you. That's the second time she smiled at me. Suspicious. Smiling is don't trust it. If somebody smiles at you, do not trust. It's all thanks to our mother, Icy Rill. She takes care of her children. Won't let anyone hurt them. She fills her nets with fish and drives away the monsters. That's right. Or that's right. And if she doesn't drive the beasts away, she'll weaken them so we can kill them and harvest their hides. Icy Rill? Who's that? She's right there. Markel nods toward the river. Did you think this was the Selen? No, it'd take you half a day rowing before you reach that river. It's big, to be sure, and very important. The Selen flows through at least a dozen countries. But where would the great Selen be if it weren't fed by thousands of little streams and creeks, such as our dear Icy Rill? The people of Chili Creek hold the river in great reverence. The priest's observation is matter of fact, but you notice his voice sounds a bit strained. How can we not? Our whole lives are built around the river. From the wedding wreath we send down its stream to the funeral boats the boat that floats away on the waters when the time comes. Our mother, Icy Rill, feeds us, gives us water, protects us. With a kind smile, Markel casts a sidelong glance at the frowning priest. The gods are far away, but our Icy Rill is right here, so we treat her with respect. The two of you look very much alike. I assume you're related? Right you are. Markel ruffles Melissa's hair. She laughs and tweaks his nose. She's my little sister. Takes after our granny, may her memory never fade. She was always restless, couldn't sit still, and Melissa's just the same. She's always up to something. And you took after Grandpa. May the river Silt be his featherbed. You're as brave as he was and just as stubborn. You two look very confident when you were giving orders to the other villagers during the fight. Are you in charge here? Well, how should I put this? Our village is too small for anyone to be in charge. We just happen to know a thing or two about using a weapon. So if some nasty creature comes crawling out of the river, we give them the orders. But when it comes to fishing or fixing nets, we'll be the ones following orders. We're not an army, and there are no officers here. We all live together, solve our problems together, and serve the Icy Real together. Although, truth be told, it's only been in the last few years that people have really started listening to us. Before that, villagers kept to themselves, and no one wanted to go poking their nose into anyone else's business. When we first came up with the idea to start trading on the river, the other villagers stubbornly dug in their heels. But after money and goods began to flow in to the village, they changed their mind. Yes, the village has been growing. We're getting to see all sorts of things we had only ever heard about before. The year before last, we had a fair, and people came all the way from Canabras to attend. Then a priest came, and we'd never seen one of those before in these parts. And now, who'd have thought? The commander of the crusade has decided to pay us a visit. Decided. What are those grass dolls that hang from the trees in the grove? A shadow passes over Mark Hale's face, and he looks away. There's nothing much to tell, really. An old local custom. It's just a ritual, Melissa adds in a low voice. No one seems willing to share any further details with you. How's life in the village now that you've got a priest? Not much has changed, Marco shrugs and smiles amiably. He's a good lad. He does some healing, never bothers us with sermons. Why, he's even learning to fish in his spare time. He also knows a lot of songs, and when he sings, it makes you want to sit and listen. Melissa smiles archly at the priest, and he blushes. Ooh, there he goes, you know. The World Wound is not far away. Have you ever been attacked by demons? No, we've never seen any. Our mother, Icy Real, keeps us safe. She would never let such abominations get near us. Sure. I don't like either of you. Die. I have to go. Back to the front. Melissa shakes her head, sadly. I can't even imagine the nightmarish creatures you have to fight there. No, you cannot. Have a safe journey and swift victory. We do fight some pretty terrifying creatures in this game. All right. 230 XP for that. Nice, nice, nice. And Cold Waters. A small village far from the front lines. To those accustomed to the clashing of iron, the shrieking of demons, and the moans of the dying, it is difficult even to believe that tranquil places like this still exist somewhere. The young cleric is settling into his new home, and his congregation seems pleased with him. He is living a peaceful life, and every day he prays for the commander's victory. Good for him. Oh, really good for him. You guys mind if I take this loot? Huh? You don't need the eyeballs, do you? Hope you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and take all your stuff.
I hope you
Ooh,
appreciate
Oppressor's Gloves. These gloves grant their wearer a +2 bonus on persuasion skill checks made to intimidate. In addition, whenever the wearer of these gloves confirms a critical hit, the enemy suffers a -2 penalty on saving throws against mind-affecting conditions for 2 rounds. I am going to give those to my good friend Darren. Here you go, buddy. Man, you are over-encumbered as shit. This is armor, isn't it? 30 pounds. Like, if I take that off, I guess you're not typically getting hit. I'll give you light armor. That still puts him in medium category, but it doesn't help him that much, really. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna affect how fast or how long I can travel, though, is him getting that. Take all that stuff. Can't they go like out into the water? Wasn't there something out here? I could have sworn there were. Maybe it's out on this side. Yeah, here maybe. Yeah, here we go.
I lead. You follow.
In a boat. Take it all. Take it all. It's all mine. We got a lot of loot up there. Dire wolves. We'll deal with those in a moment. Let's explore the town first. Get all the loot. Alright. There's Markel and Melissa. Hey guys. Look, the commander's here. Welcome back. Please stay here for as long as you'd like. How are things going in the village? Not much happens in the village. I'm sure you have a lot going on and stuff is always happening in the cities and on the front lines, but things are pretty quiet out here. But let's see. What's the latest news from our little village? Well, we went fishing and caught yeah. They were big too. Nice and plump. Fat as piglets, I tell you. What else? Weevils have eaten through our carrots. They gobbled up everything down to the last stalk. Then the other day, old Breg went up to fix his roof and took a hard fall. If it hadn't been for Janot and his prayers, he'd have kicked the bucket by now. No doubt about that. You must think it's ridiculous to call any of this news. Also, Janot is just downright wonderful. I don't know how. Maybe his prayers are working, or maybe he just has a lucky touch, but whenever he blesses me, I always catch a boatload of fish. Also, he sings like a... Enough already, Markel frowns. Janot this, Janot that. That's all I ever hear you talk about. Hey man, she's got a crush. It's okay. Do you worship any deities here? Faith, religions, deities? With all due respect to Janot, no one out here has time for such things. Maybe people in the city can go around saying prayers and listening to sermons, but in a backwater place like this? We're just doing what we can to survive. There's only one provider and protector for us, our mother, Icy Rill. Nods to the river. Yeah, the river doesn't care about prayers or sacrifices. Well, we'll see about that. And if the Icy Rill wants something in exchange for our help, or her help, she just takes it without asking. Melissa stares pensively at a piece of driftwood, as it's carried away by the current. Sounds an awful lot like sacrifices to me. If you let it happen. The two of you look very much alike. I assume you're related, right? You are. Yeah, we read that. How's life in the village now that you got a priest? Not much has changed. Yeah, we read that. What are those grass dolls? Yeah, we've gotten that. Oh. Okay, good. I thought I almost pressed the attack the one. When Crusaders are near the World Wound, they often experience nightmares when they sleep. Do you have any trouble with nightmares here? Don't know what you're talking about. If I'm honest, I sleep like a dead man. Nothing to complain about. And we've read that one. I have to go. Safe travels. Don't forget, you're always welcome here. Thank you. Fairy Tales of Aveston. There's Janot. Be right over there, Janot. I guess we're here now. This is the way we live out here. We're not wealthy, but things are at least relatively quiet. Why were you examining those trees back in the grove? They're little dolls made of grass and seaweed tied. Yeah, we've got that one. How do you like living in the village? Yeah, we read that one. Okay, have we read all these? Yeah. Not this one. When Crusaders are near the World Wound, they often experience nightmares when they sleep. Do you have any trouble with nightmares here? No troubles with the nightmares here. The village is located on the outskirts of the World Wound, so perhaps that's why? Perhaps. Perhaps. Godspeed salad. Sounds like a divine salad, really. Where is it? There it is. Copy that recipe. Gonna take that stuff.
Onwards!
Okay, let's go over here. More loot. Can never have too much loot. Unless you become over encumbered, and I guess you do have too much loot. Keep an eye out for any merchants, too. Mine. Mine. What do we have in here?
I am helpful, am I
Yep.
not?
Goes bad. Stealing that from them. Alright, that's everything in the village. All right, looking at the time, I think this is a good time to end the episode. In the next episode, we'll finish exploring all of this, see what happened to those dire wolves to the south, and then we'll head on out and see where else we can go here in the World Wound or the outskirts of it. Until then, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.